Hey guys, welcome. It has been a beautiful day. So far today, we have went to Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and then Panera Bread for lunch. It was delicious, and I bought a lot of yarn, spent probably more money than I really needed to or meant to, but that's okay. I want to show you guys what I got and show you guys what I'm really excited for. But we got a lot of yarn, so let's get to that first. We have from Michaels Loops and Threads. This is the color Ocean Jasper, and it has some sparkles in it. It is so beautiful, and I bought two of each color. I have Loops and Threads again. This is the Impeccable, and this is Facets. This color is, I don't think I can pronounce it, Sphagnum. This is the color. It might be backwards for you guys, but beautiful color. I love this green. I might make a little keychain with that. We've got more Loops and Threads. This is Soft Ombre in the color Peach White, or it says Tangerine down here. It says Tangerine / Peach / White. Okay, and I did get some fall colors. I have this nice, beautiful, like burnt orange, and this is the color Pumpkin in the Loops and Threads Impeccable. Then from Hobby Lobby, I only got 2 colors from Hobby Lobby because I really like this green. I don't have a lot of greens, but I saw this and I like it. I'm not generally a big fan of green. This is Baby Bee Sweet Delights in the color Green Light. And then we have Yarn Bee Soft Secret in the color Sage. So that is all of the yarn I bought. I did actually buy a yarn stand, and right now my desk is a massive mess. There's a pile of stuff on my desk. So what I'm really excited for, this is by Loops and Threads. It is a yarn stand, and the box actually has some weight on it, but in the picture it holds 4 balls, and it has a little place for all of your crochet notions or knitting notions if you knit. But this was $30 at Michaels. So I'm gonna open that and get it set up, and then we'll meet back up together. Okay, so I'm back, and we did get it finished putting it together, and it comes with these little stoppers so that your yarn doesn't come off. I'm just gonna put the other one in the little bin. And part of the reason that I got this is because I have a yarn winder set up on the edge of my desk, an electric yarn winder, and I kind of wanted something like this so that I could see if I could just wind it into cakes off of this. So we are gonna try that, but I will also be using this as just a regular unwinder. So let's see if we can do that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the floor. And so it did work, and I'm gonna show you guys what that little setup looks like. So it is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It did take some figuring out to make sure that I had it in the right space. I did end up putting it on the sidebar, as you guys saw, because when I tried to put it on the top bar, it didn't want to roll. It was a little too tight on the inside of the skein. So I think putting it back there on that back peg, that way it's a little bit lower down, but I don't have to necessarily worry about babysitting it because, as you saw, it kind of takes care of itself. And the automatic winder, it doesn't mess up too frequently, but at least I am right here in case I do need to catch something. So with that being said, I think for right now, I am just going to kind of continue to roll yarn because I do have some other things to get done throughout the day today. I need to do some laundry still, and I really want to finish this monster. So this is one for a friend. I started it forever ago, and I made the eyes for it, and I'm working on just getting everything attached. I have another horn and ear to finish, and I have a little pocket belly because that's what she requested. She wanted all of her stuff to be in red and purple, so I'm gonna try to finish this guy hopefully today. There is another pattern that I would like to make like today or maybe even tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it just because I am still going through all of my yarn and trying to get it caked up. And I know it's gonna take me a while. I have been working on it all of last week. I worked on it and I got a really pretty good way. So I was very satisfied with that. But also at the same time, I just feel like I'm not doing enough. Maybe it's just me. But I just want to be in here and wind my yarn and get it finished. And it's a little frustrating that I feel like I'm not finishing in the time that I want to finish. I will say this yarn winder, for the price that I bought it, I want to say it was like $40–50. It is Etcoque. It was their first model of this particular yarn winder, or at least to my knowledge. And although it does fairly well, it has this little like twisty base on it. And I have noticed that sometimes it will untwist itself as it's winding yarn, and then the whole base with your skein on it will just fly off to the side. And wow, you can kind of put it back on there and restart it. It won't be perfect, but as you play around with this tool, you really kind of learn its little ins and outs. Great morning, guys. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I realized I stopped my last video pretty abruptly, but I did not get to do everything that I wanted to do yesterday. I did not really get too far in the laundry. I started, but then I got laid down on the couch and passed out. But I am going to work on finishing this little monster really quick. Then I'm gonna fold laundry and wash a couple of loads of laundry, and I will be back here to hopefully finish getting this office set up with you guys so that I can start working in here a little bit more efficiently. All right, well, let's hop into it. Okay, so I did finish sewing on the pieces that I had already made. So now we do have both ears and horns, and we have our little pocket belly sewn on. I do have to make some little teefers, and I also have to add on some little sutures. I'm thinking I might do like some little red stitches on the belly, and so I'm thinking just like a cool little scar over the eye would be fantastic. I love you.
I love you.
Okay guys, so I did kind of go off camera and just went ahead and finished the monster, and I love it so much. I love it so much. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I'm actually really happy with how all of my little sutures came out. So you can see I gave him like one here and one here. He's got some teefies, which I feel like maybe I should have sewn these down so that you can kind of tell like that. But I kind of like them not sewn down a little bit more. And then I gave him some little claws. Piece of fiber fill on there. So we got some little claws. I was going to try to do some on the feet, but since they're so round, I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was going to make a lot of sense. But I do think my friend will love this. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to give it to her. And if nothing else, you know, you can always kind of like pose it against something. So like if you're going to set it somewhere, kind of push it up against the wall and you can curl the tail around. I was going to put wire in it originally, but I don't have enough experience with that. So, and that's just kind of where we agree, like, hey, you know, if it's something you can't do, then don't worry about it. So, yay. But that is finished, which means it is laundry time, and then it will be time to come back in here and continue winding some yarn. And then later in the day, we're going to make another small project, although I do have to get online and order some hardware for keychains. While I was at Michael's, I tried to find some, and it kept telling me on their website that they had it in the store, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I did try to ask an associate for help, but it just did not go as planned. So that's okay. I have found some really cute multicolor options for keychains that I'm excited to order and get in. So we will see how that goes. And when they get here, I will show you guys that as well. All right. I'm back. We got all the laundry done and we are going to the book warehouse today. Then when I get back, I'm going to be working on winding the rest of the yarn. I did kind of forget that I had made plans with my family to go to the book warehouse. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I probably will bring you guys with me, or at least take like a small clip. That way you guys get to see the inside of the warehouse because it is massive. It's a huge book warehouse, and all, if not most of the books there are like 70% off of retail value. So it's a fun time out there, and we usually end up getting more books than we need to. We've already filled up an entire bookshelf, and now we have no space for more books, but we always end up going back to the book warehouse anyway. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, guys, we have made it back to the house, and I lied. I completely forgot about taking any kind of videos while we were out. So we went to the book warehouse with the family. I did get a couple things. I'm gonna show them to you. I also ended up stopping at a Chinese buffet for lunch. I got the Star Spinner Tarot from the book warehouse, and I also got this 4-pack puzzle. I just really think that these would make really cute wall hangings for like over back here or maybe over on this wall, but it has 4 different puzzles. I love it. I spent, for both of these, I spent $14 at the book warehouse. This deck is $24.95 in the US, and this puzzle set would have been $20. So you can see I definitely saved some good coin by going to the book warehouse. After lunch, we went to Rainbow, and I got this cute little jacket and shorts set. So this is the jacket. It's black crushed velvet. It feels magnificent. And I got some matching shorts. Love those. And I also got a couple of just like bodysuit, short sleeve t-shirts, but that's besides the point and off topic. Now that I've done all of my shopping for the day and I've had a great, beautiful day, it's time to get back to work. We are going to be working on making some color work skeins because I am planning to make another dress. Soon, I will be making another dress. I want to use these colors, but I don't like the way that they have the gradient set up. So I want to try to reconfigure a different way to like make this gradient really pop, because I do want to end with like the light pink to the dark pink, or the dark pink to light pink. One of those two combinations, that's how I'm going to end. But the rest of this, I'm kind of figuring out in my head how I want the colors to go. I may have to just try my hardest to draw out just like a silhouette of the dress, and then kind of color in the different colors and see how things go. But for now, I have 3 of these. I already have one taken apart. There was a total of 10 different colors in here, although some of them are very like similar. So obviously these ones you can see quite well, but then there was like this in the ball, which at night, which is when I was doing this, it was very hard for me to see the distinction between these colors. And then especially these 2 colors, it was hard for me to see a distinction in the dim light, because this is just a slightly pinker version of this. So we're gonna get into that. I'll get a couple of videos of that just for some B-roll, and we're gonna speed through it. All right, let's hop in. Okay guys, so as you saw, we got all of the colors into individual skeins, and I'm just gonna put these away for now because this is gonna be next Sunday's problem. I have not figured out how I want to order these, but I was thinking darkest color to the white. So it'd be like the darkest gray all the way to white. And then what I would do is I would actually start with the lightest pink and then end in the darkest pink, which technically this would be the darkest pink because this was our middle ground between like the pink and gray. I think I'm gonna leave this out. I think I'm just gonna leave this whole color out. So instead of having 10 colors, I'll have 9 colors. But I think it's gonna work out because in total I have like almost double the amount of yarn that I need to make this dress anyway, and didn't realize it. Since it's still pretty early in the day, we are going to make a little keychain. I'll be back. I'll find a picture for you. Okay, so this is the pattern that I will be making. Is this not so cute? And I think these would be so cute as little bag charms. You know, like everybody's getting into the Labubu's and the Crybabies. And what about these little guys? These are so cute. And not only does so this pattern is by Y Crochet. I will put that right here. And she also has another super cute pattern. Let me back out of this. That is bunnies, and they have little bonnets. They're little bunnies with bonnets, and they're just about the same size as the cats. And that one is a paid pattern. I have not gotten that one yet, but hopefully that will be one of the next ones I get. However, today I did get some other free patterns through Ribbler. That's what I was showing you guys. I love Ribbler so much. Just taking a short moment to say that I love Ribbler so much. I get so many patterns off Ribbler, and between Ribbler and Ravelry, I have actually grown to like Ribbler just a little bit more. Although Ravelry, also a great website for patterns. Love Ravelry too. So today I was going through patterns and I got a whole bunch of these different mandala. I usually say mandala, but that could be wrong. It could be mandala. Somebody correct me in the comments. Gorgeous. I have maybe about like 5 or 6 of these different squares that I got for free. And this is all by a yarn of Serendipity. And each of these squares represent a grandchild of this person. I'm assuming grandmother. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just thought these were so cute. And with everything going on, I have a trailer out back that I would really like to create an overhang for, but it's going to be essentially a 30-foot long by 10-foot wide panel. Just one big flat panel. That way it can go across the top of the trailer. The trailer is 6 foot wide by 10 foot long. So I want it to have an overhang. That way I can have this little seating area on each side of the trailer. I just think that's going to be super cute. I intend to use the trailer to take not only my crochet stuff, but some other art as well to different markets and stuff. So I'm slowly trying to build a business, you know. We're getting there. This is one of many steps doing a YouTube video, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys. If you have made it this far, thank you for being here with my first video. I'm still learning all the ropes, still learning about editing, filming everything off of my phone. Like if I move, there's my phone. And doing all of the editing on my phone. I have actually been editing this part by part. Every time I film, I just go right into my editing program on my phone and I slap the new video in. I cut out what needs to be cut out and then I save it. So that's where we're at. And what I'm thinking about doing is recording through the week and having one long video on Friday. Hopefully no longer than like an hour or 2, but I think that would give me a lot more time to actually get everything together, especially because my time is limited through the week. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber for now. Let's do some crocheting. Okay guys, so I got distracted and did not film at all the last couple hours. However, I did get a lot done, so I can at least share that with you. I wove in the ends on this scrunchie. I finished putting the hooks on the lanyard, and I have 4 wristlet keychains. I have one with a pink hook, one with a blue hook, and then I have 2 of these little regular Joes. And I also ended up switching the method that I use to attach the hooks. So that was a fun little discovery. I also had to weave the ends on those. I also made this little guy and I could have sworn I had some vintage buttons. If I would have had the buttons, he would have been finished. But I have to make the arms and I'm gonna have to find some buttons. And now I don't know what I want to use because this is going to go to a friend. I also plan to pin some little charms to it. It's going to look so cute. It's going to be a little keychain. So I can't wait to finish this guy and show it to you guys because it's going to be cute. Okay? Like, don't want to toot my own horn. Maybe just a little bit, but it's going to be great. So I actually think I am going to end this video here because I have kind of accomplished everything that I wanted to. I have, for the most part, gotten all of my yarn wound.
I have started the yarn for my next dress. I got all of that put together. I cleaned off my desk. I did a couple of projects. I finished some whips, and I think that makes for a pretty good video. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad you guys could join me for my first YouTube video. Love y'all. Mean it. Bye.